Hey guys, welcome to Ammerdon Rising. I hope you guys are well. I'm looking kind of bright here. I changed the settings on my camera and it's like popping the colors. I don't know if I like that or not. So, okay. Anyhow, so today we're just going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to just kind of show you some things that I came across that was kind of interesting that maybe you guys didn't know about. Last time I came on here, let me say hello to everybody. Hi, Elderberry. Hi, Jeannie Ange and Harley. It's good to see you guys. So I know this is kind of like last minute, but that's how we do things over here. So that's why it's really important to push the notification bell and all of that good stuff. And so last time I came on here, I was, dealing with having to euthanize my fish. And it's been about on Friday, it'll be 2 weeks. As you guys know, I was really upset about that. And it sucked. It wasn't as easy as they said it would be. But like my friends, I'll just explain it. So trigger warning, if you guys get sensitive to this stuff, it's not going to be horribly bad, but so what happened was I got some clove oil and I'm going to try and find the picture here. Shut this off. So I got clove oil. And so that's supposed to be like a way to like euthanize fish kind of gently, because the clove oil, if you'd put 3 drops in the water in a little container with the fish in there, it'll make them go to sleep. And then you mix like 10 or 20 drops in water in a different container and you slowly pour it in, and then they just pass away. And so what I think one of the mistakes I made was, instead of mixing the 3 drops, shaking it in the water and stuff, I just dropped the drops in with him. And so it took a little bit longer for it to disperse in the water. And so once it finally hit him, he like jolted and he couldn't breathe. And it was the hardest thing to watch. Nobody, like, especially me, I'm so sensitive when it comes to things like that. And I was just crying the whole time and it sucked so bad. And he was putting his little mouth, at the top of the water and trying to breathe and stuff. And he was suffocating pretty much. And it took a few minutes for it to finally put him to sleep. And I actually grabbed a knife and I was ready to just chop his head off at that point, because I was like, I cannot watch this. Like, that was not cool. So sorry, my nose is running. I have allergies. But so anyway, he finally went to sleep and I started to pour the rest of the mixture in with him. And I left it in there for about 25 to 30 minutes and he was gone. And so I poured all the water out and I poured him into my hand, and I looked at his beautiful colors. His colors were so much more colorful because he was blue, but he had all these beautiful colors on his scales and stuff. And I was just admiring him, and I showed my mom, and just so that we could give him a last little love and respect for his little beautiful body. And I took him out to the backyard and I dug a hole underneath one of our trees and put him in there. And that was that. Of course, the next day I was a complete wreck. And, just because I just don't want to see anything suffer. And he was my buddy. He was such a cool fish. He would come swim up and he would yawn because I would go like that for him. And so sometimes he would go, "Ah," and he would yawn, and it was just so, he was a sweet boy, but so I was really upset the day after. I mean, alls I did was smoke cigarettes and drank all day. Like, I was just like, "Don't bother me. Just let me cry and sit here and be a zombie." And that's what I did. And, so the day after that, actually, no, it was the same day. So it was the same day, the day after I euthanized him. Something told me to go out, and I'm gonna look for the picture. It's not the best picture because I took it with my phone. So I'm looking for it now if my computer will work. But anyways, I'll just keep telling you. So the next day or no, the same, sorry, I'm flabbergasted here for some reason. Okay. So that the day after he was euthanized, something told me in the evening to go mow the grass. And so I went out to mow the grass, and the battery was dead in the lawnmower. And so I was like, well, that's a waste of time. And then I looked up into the sky and there was a rainbow. And I was like, oh, Blue, you're telling me you're okay, like, you're okay, because this happened with my cat too when I had to euthanize her about maybe 8 years now ago. Um, the day after a rainbow painted it 2 rainbows actually, one on top of the other, painted themselves out in the sky, and I believe the reason why there was 2 with the kitty is because we asked my best friend's father to kinda be there with the cat to take her on the other side with him. And, yes, the Rainbow Bridge. And, hi, Ty. Um, hi, Toxic Bum. Um, so the reason, yeah, that's why the 2 rainbows for the kitty drew itself out in the sky, and my best friend was there, so he got to see it too. And because we asked his father to be there to take the kitty with him too, so I believe that's why there was 2 rainbows. But with Blue, there was obviously just 1 rainbow. And the only way I would have been able to see the rainbow is to go out into the front yard, which I wasn't planning on doing, but something told me to go and mow the grass. So that really helped me with my healing process because I'm such a softie. So um yeah, so that happened. And then the day after, we were watching my nephew, and we were sitting on the couch watching cartoons. And I was thinking about the rainbow, and all of a sudden a Blues Clues commercial came on, and my fish's name was Blue. So Blues Clues. So that was just so helpful for me to, like, feel good about my decision and what happened and stuff like that. So yeah. And I've been doing a lot of yoga again lately. Like, I used to do yoga like consistently all the time, and I hadn't for a while. So I decided to start doing like yin yoga, which is really gentle and where you just sit and breathe and stretch. And you carry a lot of emotions in your muscles, toxins as well, and emotions. And so when I was doing that yin yoga, I like cried for an hour straight because it was an hour-long yoga. And so I just cried, and just healed. So that's sometimes you just have to heal that way, and appreciate what yoga does for you or whatever your practice does, and just appreciate, sometimes crying and getting it out. So yeah, that's my little story about Blue, which is really nice. Um, why did I euthanize him? Because he started to sink to the bottom and he was a beta, and betas have to be up toward the top so that they can get air out of air so they can get their little mouths out, and he was just sinking to the bottom. So I bought a whole bunch of medicine for him. I got antibiotics for fish. I got stuff for ick, which is a parasite that sticks to their skin and kind of embeds themselves in their skin, and eventually it kills them. And then there was another one that I got, and I can't remember what it was for, but I tried all these medicines and I put him into a little hospital tank, and I made the water half as deep so that he could swim to the top easier to get oxygen. And he wasn't even swimming to the top of that. And I tried 2 rounds of the medicine. So he was suffering for a month and a half. I gave him a long time. I started putting a heater in his tank, and I got him an air filter and just did everything that I could, to try and save him. Spent quite a bit of money on that little guy, and it just wasn't working. So I didn't want him to suffer anymore. So it's okay. No worries. It happens. So he's in heaven now, and he crossed the rainbow bridge, and he showed me that the next day. And so I'm really grateful that I look out for signs like that, and I'm aware of what it means. So I just wanted to say that because I haven't been here for a while. So getting on to, I'm not going to try, when I tried to open up my pictures, it wasn't popping anything up. So I don't know what's up with this computer. So yeah. All right. So we're going to get to the gist of what I wanted to kind of talk about today. So I just have to look it up and show you. So did you guys know that humans have stripes like tigers? Like we actually have stripes on our skin. And some people, hold on, let me look this up. So some people have these stripes on their skin, and like how some people have like um dark patches on their skin, and it's just uneven looking skin. Like a lot of black people do too, even white people, but you kind of notice it more on black people because well, I guess even on white people, so, or lighter skinned people. So basically it just changes your pigment and you have like these patches. And this is actually something we all have. It's just you can't see it on everyone. I'm trying to find the article here. It's called, and usually I have everything pulled up and ready to go, but I was kind of busy, so we'll find it. Okay. I'll just look up a Wikipedia and I'll show you and read it for you. So let me present. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Michelle. Hi, the Wolf of Walnut. It's good to see you guys. Okay. So let's share this real quick and I'll read it to you. Blasco's lines, Blasco's, I'll call it Blasco's lines. Okay, so Blasco's lines. Okay, are lines of normal cell development in the skin. The lines are only visible in those with mosaic skin condition, or in, oh gosh, they're going to give me a lot of words I can't pronounce, chimeras, where different cell lines contain different genes. These lines may express different amounts of melanin or become visible due to different susceptibility to disease. In such individuals, they can become apparent as whorls, patches, streaks, or lines in linear or segmental distribution over the skin. They follow a V shape over the back, S shape whorls over the chest and sides, and wavy shapes on the head. Not all mosaic skin conditions follow Blay-Sachs lines. The lines are believed to trace the migration of embryonic cells. They do not correspond to nervous, muscular, or lymphatic system. The lines are not unique to humans and can be observed in other non-human animals with mosaicism. Mosaicism. So yeah, so basically this can be seen in let's see if I can. So they can be seen, I believe, in like UVB. No, because that's let's see. It can be seen in a certain light. So basically, all of us have these lines. It's just some of us were kind of unfortunate to where we have like some people actually you can see them with the hidden eye, which is really interesting. So we basically have tiger stripes or zebra stripes. And I find that really cool. I thought that was really cool. So the next thing I'm going to show you is this one's really cool too. I thought this one was pretty cool. So this is going to be a quick video. I just wanted to kind of come on and talk to you guys. If you guys have anything you want me to like look up while we're live, I'll do it for you. And we can discuss it. But there's another theory before I move on to that. And this I had a hard time finding. So when I worked at Costco many years ago, I had a coworker whose mom was a doctor. I'm not sure if she was a veterinarian or no, like no, she was a regular doctor. But I don't know if she worked with the eyes or whatnot, whatever. So she told me that there's an organ in your eyes, and when you wear sunglasses, it prevents that organ from releasing melanin in your skin or whatever chemical it is in your skin that helps prevent cancer. So when now, of course, you don't want to go without sunglasses all the time because you can get, cancer in your eyes and stuff too. But I thought that was pretty interesting, like, because so many people get skin cancer and stuff, and so many people wear sunglasses. So maybe that's one of the reasons is you wear sunglasses, prevent your eyes from releasing that certain chemical that prevents it. So that's always something to think about. Maybe take your sunglasses off once in a while just to remind your eyes and your body that you're out in the sun. So that might actually help you a little bit with skin cancer. I have a lot of moles and stuff, and I still go out in the sun. So it's like, I don't want to be as dark as I used to try to get, but I still like to absorb some sun. We do need vitamin D. But yeah, so that's one of the ways to maybe prevent it, but even like a lot of information like this is hidden. They don't like to share this type of stuff. So they'll just kind of like scrub it to where it's really hard to find that information on the internet, obviously. There's a lot of different crazy shit that they like to scrub under the rug. Okay, Harley, that's cool. Do your thing, do your thing. All right. So where's the other one? Oh yeah, I have to look at my email for this one. I forgot to do that. So let me pull this up. Mhm. This has to do with your pituitary gland in your brain. Peggy. Oh. Oh. I'm like looking at my email and I'm like, what is that? Oh yeah, that's what that is. Okay, so it's not coming up. So let me just pull it up on my phone and I'll tell you. Okay. So maybe I can find it. King Tut. If not, I'll just email it to myself. See, I wasn't prepared for this, but it's okay. Have patience with me. Okay, I found it. Cool. Let me share this. Hey, Nina. What are your thoughts about humans building robots to live amongst and communicate with humans rather than just building robots to do a job without giving a robot knowledge and processor chips? I think I would prefer them just to have here, let me show this. I would prefer them to just have a job to do and do it, and that's it. Like, I don't want robots like coming in trying to, you know, portray human beings because it just seems more dangerous that way, if they have one job and one cuz but like cuz who's to say who's programming these robots, And is this person or corporation, are they doing it for the betterment of humanity? Probably not. Because, we have a lot of like chat CPT or whatever the fuck it's called. And people are already saying like, I hate humans and stuff like that. So yeah, I prefer dumb human robots too. Um, Not dumb, but just something that's, focused on a task. But yeah, because, we have all these freaking dysfunctional human beings out here, like, who's to say they're gonna program these robots to be in the betterment of all of us? We don't know that, so let me share this. My brother showed me this, I thought it was interesting, I wanted to show you guys. Oh, so it's the optic nerve. Okay. Oh, that's not it. I have a bunch of tabs open. Did you know? Hold on, let me try again. Okay, here it is. Okay. So check this out. So look at the shape of King Tut right here. And look how similar it is to the shape of the optic nerve in the brain that is related to the eyes, right? So let's read the little article here. Did you know King Tut's crown, along with his crook and fail, is a match to shape of is a match to the shape of your optic nerve of the brain? Where the optic nerve crosses the X is a gland responsible for your internal clock based on the circadian rhythm of day and night. King Tut's crown matches the shape of the sun as its light bends across the horizon line. The bird and flail side of the body relates to when the sun is higher, still shining a column of light on the water. The snake and the crook side relates to when the sun is lower, touching the horizon and no longer shining its column of light on Earth's surface. The dark blur that always exists at the edge of our vision is something we never think about, and this a match to the wings of the ancient solar disk. So I'm assuming, yeah, the peripheral. So this would be the peripheral here. So what does it mean? I don't know. I mean, obviously, this whole statue would have to do with all of it, right? Like, there's a meaning for every single thing on this statue. So, it's clearly not just the top of King Tut's statue here. Um, the whole thing, there's a representation of something here. And yeah, it's interesting, how they say that we see everything like upside down and opposite. So it's like, are we living on the ceiling really? You know, are we walking on the ceiling really? Because if everything is reverse, then we would be walking on the ceiling. So that was like kind of interesting to me too. Let's see. Psychopaths walk among us. Yes, they do. And they psychopaths are more inclined to try to control us, right? You know, like who wants to control people um that are like balanced and free and loving? Like nobody that's balanced wants to control anybody else, right? So the only ones that want to control us are fucking psychopaths. And that's why so many people in the government and stuff are just fucking crazy. And that's why our world is the way it is, you know. And you know, who else runs things like I know like a lot of people like Elon Musk, but I personally do not like that guy. I get super bad vibes off him, especially because he's always like, we're going to create this, we're going to create that. But by the way, it's going to take over and it's going to destroy humankind. So warning, you know, and people are like when he made the whole car up in space, floating in space, I call bullshit. I call 100% bullshit on that. I spiritualize. Um, and you know, I posted something like "pa ha ha," stupid or whatever on my Instagram with a picture of the car floating in space. And one of my friends was like, "No, Musk and Trump are not good guys. No, they're not." So I posted it, and one of my friends, we used to work together. Actually, she's like, hey, you. Hate to fact, I never know how to pronounce your name since it's an acronym. But so I posted it and we used to work together and everything and I thought she was a little bit more awake than that, but clearly not. A lot of people aren't. And sometimes people shock the hell out of me when they start talking and I'm like, "Damn, I thought you were smarter than that." It's like, fuck, damn. Uh, you went down a couple notches in my book. But she was giving me a hard time. She's like, he's doing so many good things for us and he's such a great person and you should really look into him. And I'm like, bitch, I already have looked into him. But I was just like, okay, honey. Okay. So yeah, I didn't fall for that whole car floating in space bullshit. But let's see. I think I missed one that I wanted to. Here we go. Okay, Toxic Burns Bum says, I read today a military drone simulator destroyed its pilot simply because the drone pilot was interfering with the drones. Current mission at task. The drone rewrote a algorithm and blew up. What? I wonder if that's for real. Oh, that's crazy. See, that's the thing. You give machines power over you, they're gonna take it, you know? And who's programming them? Again, humans, crazy people, you know, people of the government, you know, just like I always forget his name for some reason, but what's his name? The nerdy guy with the glasses, and he's a computer programmer, but yet he's the one that's, you know, making all these vaccines and shit. Like, what the fuck is his name? Somebody help me out. But you know who I'm talking about, right? Anyways, like it's like why would you give a computer programmer control over something that you put in your body? You know, clearly there's something in there that's going to control you because that's what they know how to do is to create things that control you, control things, you know. Bill Gates, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you know, why would you trust that person who is only trained in computers to put stuff into your body? I don't know, you know? Well, it's just kill Gates, exactly. Look how many people are getting sick. Like, what about Jamie Foxx? Like, he's gonna come out being something completely different. I promise you. If he does come out of it, because his daughter's saying he's over here playing pickleball and he's fine. And then there's other things that are saying he's blind and he's suffering and he's incoherent. So what's the truth, you know? And why why are all these kids doing this? Why? Because they're afraid of their life. Like his daughter is saying, he's okay, he's playing pickleball. Why is she saying that? Is she scared? Probably. Why? Because Jamie Foxx was calling out Puffy or Puffy or whatever the hell is, he's had so many different names. And she was calling him out or he was calling him out for doing a bunch of gay shit, and having all these crazy parties. And I was actually watching a documentary about Sean Combs, and there was this, after they had a party in a hotel room, one of the people came and they cleaned it, but they were putting a black light everywhere. And there was cum all over the ceilings, all over the walls. There was shit everywhere. They were probably eating it because they're freaks. And it's just wild. So, anyways, Jamie Foxx was kind of like talking about that, and so maybe he had a hit out on him a long time ago. Um, but I'm sure he will come back and he'll look normal, but he's not going to come back the same. So it's just really weird, the times that we're living in. And I don't get it, but I do get it. It's to pervert everything and to make everybody sick in the head and confused. And you know why not? Because that's what they believe. Um, we've got, okay. So Nina says Kill Bill's father was into eugenics. Exactly. And he also, Kill Bill also was talking about how, population control is their main agenda, and they're going to make sure that it succeeds. And look at what's going on now too. And this wasn't really meant to be like a conspiracy video. I kind of wanted to show you like cool stuff, because don't forget, like, there's a reason why our brains are the way they are. And there's a reason why our ancestors have left these figures, these I can't think of the word, but like carvings in the walls and sculptures and things like that that can't really be destroyed, even though a lot of them have been destroyed. And there's a reason, the mud floods, all that kind of stuff. Like, things get destroyed for a reason. But they leave things for us. They leave little breadcrumbs, little nuggets for us. And we have to remember, like, there's a reason why they leave so many, like, third eye things, and they leave all these little nuggets for us to know that, like, we're not doomed. There's just a group of people who are fucked in the head and evil, and they're trying to destroy us and take away our power. And so that's why they left all of this stuff. Let me just bring it back up just to have it on screen. But there's a reason why they did this, because they were leaving back these nuggets in this way so that they wouldn't be destroyed, you know? So, because, some people just didn't really realize, like, there was actual symbolism within all of this stuff, and so they didn't destroy it. And now we have it, and there's a reason. So, just remember, like, we have the power. We don't have to fall into this trap of all of this bullshit. And it's hi, MMA Johnny. It's good to see you. So, and also with the pineal gland. So, what you can do to clear your pineal gland is, I said pineal gland is, well, what you can do to clear your pineal gland, stick your finger up your butt. Well, for men, anyways. But no, so you can first off, stop drinking or using fluoride, like, try to get fluoride free stuff. There was one time when I was, thanks, Nina. Um, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but maybe I should come back up here. Pay attention. When I get on a roll, I start talking and I'm just like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then I can't focus on the chat. So, yeah, if anybody says anything, like, just let them know. And otherwise, just, time them out for a second just so they know. But, shit, see, this is why I don't look at the chat, because then I forget what I'm saying. So the pineal gland I used to work at Trader Joe's, and I was talking, like I was checking people out, and somebody had fluoride toothpaste and or non-fluoride, I can't remember. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't use fluoride in my toothpaste." And I'm pretty sure he was a dentist because he automatically goes, "Well, you do need fluoride sometimes because it helps your enamel to stay strong so your teeth don't rot." Well, I haven't been using fluoride in my toothpaste for years, years. I don't even know how long. And my teeth are still pretty good. So, um, he's probably a dentist. And obviously, when you're a doctor or dentist, you're always trained to think a certain way, which is why I'm glad I didn't get into the radiology program so I could be a radiological technician, because they, first off, they force you to take vaccines and all that stuff, and I don't want to do that. Like, no, I'm not taking no fucking vaccines. I already have taken, I was forced to take them when I was a baby, and I even was forced to take them in college because I was doing hospital work and stuff. And so I'm glad that I didn't get into the program, because after the pandemic and stuff, I probably um, would have been forced to take it. And who knows where my mind would have been, because I would have been like brainwashed into believing that all of this was good. So everything happens for a reason. I'm glad I at least got a diploma and I did walk. I did graduate, which was cool. But I didn't get to where I wanted to go, but that was for a reason. So it's all good. But with your pineal gland, so what you can do is, there's a couple ways to do it, but you can use charcoal, activated charcoal, and mix it up in a little bit of distilled water. And then you just put it on your third eye on your forehead. The only thing is turmeric too. You can do this with turmeric too. Mix a little turmeric paste and put it on your third eye. It's about right here. So it's like right in the center, right there. So you just put your finger here and here and go to the center, and it's like right in here. And when you meditate and stuff, you can focus on your pineal gland too. And put your focus your attention onto the pineal gland, and just loving it and cleansing it. So no more fluoride, and also turmeric. The only problem with the turmeric and the charcoal is that it's going to stain. You're going to look like a little an Indian person for a while with a little stain on your forehead. But some people have those stains for a reason, because they're trying to cleanse things. And so that can actually pull the fluoride out too, because what does fluoride do to your pineal gland? It calcifies it. When your pineal gland is calcified, it's not working properly. The juices aren't flowing, and that is our third eye. Like, we need that to be activated. And that's why they force fluoride in children's, mouthwashes in school and stuff. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that before in school, but I remember when I was, um, I don't know, 5 or 6 and super little, they always gave us cups of fluoride, and you would have to swish with them all the time. And now I see why. So yeah, penal, penile. This is how you empty out your penile. But so I just, like, I know things are crazy right now, but just look for cool stuff that maybe history has taught us. I'm gonna actually start looking up more things to find to share with you guys. I know I have a lot in here, but when I'm live, I kind of go a little bit blank because I like constantly talk, as you can tell, because I don't like dead air, and then I just kind of forget to for what else is in my head. But you know, um, but meditation helps to clear all that stuff out too. Like, clear those pathways, get that stress out, be nice to yourself, be nice to other people, like, just don't forget, we have a thing called mirror cells in our brain. And what they do is they act as a mirror, literally. So whenever you're looking at somebody and you're saying, "You suck, I hate you," those mirror cells are going, "You suck, I hate you." And so when you're affecting other people in a way, you're also affecting yourself. Like, So that's why self-love is so important, and also being kind to other people is important too. That's why when you're in an argument with somebody and you start to feel like shit, well, unless you're a sociopath, you start to feel like shit, and that's because those mirror cells in your brain are saying that you're saying that shit to yourself. If you call somebody else fat, you're calling yourself fat because your brain doesn't know how to separate the two. So that's another, um like, if you suffer from any kind of overthinking, or like me, I have anxiety and shit like that. And it's like, if you suffer from that kind of stuff, just, you have to really be aware of what you're putting out, because your brain does not know how to separate the two. So, but yeah. Hi, Pearl Jones. It's good to see ya. Let's see. Harley says, I'm in nursing and I didn't take the vaccine. Nope. They tried to force us, but I would have walked out. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't force you, because a lot of nurses and stuff were quitting and stuff because they just were, probably because they were seeing like what was really going on, you know. I had a we had a person who, he was our uh, what do you call him? Like our landscape person, not a landscape. I do all the landscaping, but back then we had a guy and his family would come and mow and weed whack and stuff. And he had a this was in kind of in the beginning of all of that debauchery. Is that the right word? Debauchery? Shit storm, let's call it that. And he hurt his foot or something, and so his foot had been hurting, and so he went into the ER, and boom, they put him on a ventilator. He was dead. So that was like, and now all this, now they're like, oh, we shouldn't have put people on ventilators, and it's like, hello, like, how many people have to die before people fucking open up their eyes and realize, like, these people aren't out for your benefit. I just remembered what else I was going to talk about. Okay. So you know how I guess this is turning into a conspiracy show. But don't forget, we have the power. That's why our ancestors left all of these markings and all of these breadcrumbs for us to remember. That our brains are fucking powerful. Our souls are powerful, and we don't have to live like this, but we also have to participate and put some time into ourselves and learn how to um, love ourselves, because a lot of people don't fucking love themselves. They hate themselves, and therefore everything around them sucks, right? So spiritualize. It's all good, honey. Um, I don't even know like what was said, so but I got my mods here, so they're looking out for me. Um, so Okay, so with when now I'll get off my soapbox. And but just don't forget, like, take time to focus on yourself so that you can be a better part and help to transmute this fucked up energy that we have going on right now, because things are getting real twisted and weird. So don't forget, we do have the power, but you have to put some time into yourself. Like, a lot of people, I was just having this conversation with a friend last night, with meditation, and I understand it, and I know it's hard, and our brains don't want to shut down. And people think that meditation, you're just supposed to be flatline in your brain, and that's not how it works. Our brains are computers; it's always going, 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 going. So the thing with meditation is it does take practice. And it gets easier as you go. And when you learn that it's okay to have thoughts, just don't attach yourself to the thought. It's like the famous saying is, thoughts are like clouds, just watch them go by. You don't have to grab every cloud and consume it. You can just, because a lot of these thoughts that we think aren't even ours, because we're connected to everything. We're connected to the Akashic records, we're connected to everything. So a lot of thoughts might be coming from our neighbors, it might be coming from our family, it might be coming from our ancestors. Our DNA is wired to our ancestors, all that stuff. So those thoughts are not always ours. So why would we attach ourselves to them? So that's what meditation is it kind of helps you to it helps you to not the like with anxiety and stuff or depression. It's like when we're going through those phases, typically it's because we're thinking really negatively because we're attaching to those thoughts. So the power of meditation is it teaches you how to focus on your breath and to realize that those thoughts aren't ours and to be able to just go, "Oh, I had that really weird thought. It's okay." I mean, I've thought about some really crazy shit, right? Like all of a sudden I'll just like think of something really negative and nasty. And I'm like, "Ooh, that doesn't sit right with me." And it's okay to just be like, "Oh, that wasn't even my thought." Or, like why connect to that? There's no reason. It's just causes. So anyways, long story long, meditation helps to clear your thoughts and to help you not attached to them. So that's one of the reasons why it's really important to do that. Okay, so getting back to the whole conspiracy thing. Um, so you know how with Budweiser, Anheuser Busch, and Target, Adidas, Nike, I think Miller Lite's doing it now. They're all like hopping on this trans trend and nothing against trans. So if anybody listens to this, you're trans, I fucking love you. It's all good. But I'm talking about underage people. Um, do not target our fucking kids. And they are. They are. Why? Because they want to neutralize their ability to procreate. They want to take that ability away. How do they do that? They chemically castrate you and they physically castrate you. That's why all of these children, like at such a young age, are allowed to get these reassignment surgeries, and completely ruin their lives at such a young age is because they are trying to have population control, right? Mr. Bill Gates, there you go. That was, he's blatantly said it. So when it comes to Target and all of these different corporations, some of you may know that there is another corporation who has a grading system, and it's like a point system. So you have to be woke in order to get higher points. So you have to do what they tell you in order to get more points. And what they do is they pay these companies like Target and Budweiser, they pay them money. So it's almost like a bribery. You do what I say, I'll give you money. If you don't do what I say, your grade goes down, you get no money. And so that's why Bud Light and all of these other companies are doing this, because they're trying. It's like, what is it? The BBC, or it's some, I can't remember the acronyms of the company that does this, the organization that does this. Guess who runs it? Guess who runs this organization and funds it? George Soros. Is that how you pronounce it? George Soros. Whatever the fuck his name is. He's evil. If you know anything about him, he had everything to do with the riots and everything that was happening with Black Lives Matter. He was funding that. He funds all of this stuff that, and just looking at him, you can see the evil in his eyes. You can see it. If you can't see that kind of stuff, then you need to meditate more so that you can open that third eye and start seeing things for what they are. So yeah, George Soros, he is the one that funds the grading system of all of these companies. Shocking. So it's all about population control. There's an agenda. And you heard no bad things about George Soros? Am I pronouncing his name right? I feel like I'm not. Oh shit, girl, you're getting yourself into trouble. No, I'm not. I'm fine. Fuck it. I'm gonna speak my mind. If they want to take my video down, they can. Whatever. But I don't think they will. I'm speaking truth right now because for some reason it's just coming out of my damn mouth. so, so I can't help it. It all started with having tiger stripes on our skin and stuff to, yeah, corruption. so But that's what it is, you know? Sometimes things have to be said, so and it's just really frustrating because a lot of people don't know about this stuff, and I just want to let people, "No, no, I've only heard bad things." Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. My bad. My bad, Ty. The eugenics program is in full swing. 100%. Hi, Susie. It's good to see you. Good to see you, babes. So, yeah. So, just protect your kids because they're coming for your kids and they're going to come for their kids. And it's all about sterilization, chopping off the wiener, closing up the hole. Like it's just not cool. Like give them a chance. I know we've talked about this many times, but it's so important right now because they're really pushing it into everybody's faces and it's fucking terrifying. Because they can't reverse this stuff. Like kids, their brains don't we don't grow fully until like 20 to 22, and so when like we were talking about before, when you're a kid, you think you're a cat or a tiger, or you think that you're, this or that. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess you are. So we better sew on a tail and, you know, get some fake teeth in you. And I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. And there's a huge percentage of there's studies out here. Because I do like Blair White. She's a trans woman and she speaks a lot of facts, which I love. And a very high, like 90% of these children who have uh this confusion, I guess, this gender confusion, they get out of it, like they just have to grow up a little bit. Like, you remember when you were young and you were like, I never thought I was a dude. I used to think I was gay. I'm definitely not gay, but I was like, why do I think women are pretty? And I thought I was gay. And no, I just think women are really pretty. And but if I was young and I was like, I think I wanna be a man, like, no, you know what I mean? Just give kids a chance to figure it out, you know? Um, and it's just very frustrating to have them really target the kids, and that's why I'm speaking about it because, I don't really like to speak about this stuff right so much, but especially on, like a live panel and shit, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, if you're an adult, cool, go do your thing, but you can't come back from that, and a lot of people who have had reassignment surgery, especially bottom surgery, it's very, very painful, and they really lose the ability to do a lot of things, and then when you go on all of these hormones, especially at such a young age, your your tendons and your cartilage gets really, really weak, and then they start hurting themselves. They can't even like work out or do things like they normally would be able to because all of these chemicals are destroying their body. And so I just don't think it's fair. Oh my god, I've been through so many phases. I totally agree with you. Yeah, for sure. Yep. It's freaking irreversible. And then don't even get here. Hold on, let me put this up. And then don't even get sexual pleasure out. Exactly. Like that's another thing. It's like we all like to have orgasms, right? And not all of them like can have them anymore or it's like how do you even have fun at that point? I don't know. I like pleasure. I like sexual pleasure. I would hate to like be, you know, ridden of that. It's just so sad. So I just think we need to like keep our eyes open, pay attention to who is running what. Also, like I said, I'm going to be doing more videos because I'm going to do just more research about like ancient things and the meanings. Obviously we know what I always forget what the name is, but in the Egyptian culture, they always there's a name for it, but it's the third eye. You know what I'm saying? There's a name for it. If anybody remembers, let me know in the comments. Um, but that's everywhere. And that's because when this is activated, when this is activated in our brain, we are like, you can't, I don't know if anybody's ever had the experience of when you're meditating and you're just completely open. I've gotten to a point because, especially in the past, when I was I talk about this sometimes, but for those of you who are new, back in the day, I used to meditate a lot, like hours and hours every day. Because when I go into things that I'm passionate about, I go in, and I might have gone in a little bit too fast because it was really shocking to the system because I was doing chakra work and stuff like that. I was activating my chakras, and but the cool thing is like once you start to clear your mind, you start to see things for what they are. And at one point, I was able to see the aura of the trees, the houses, everything, and it was all connected. I could see it all connected into the sky and everything. It was just melted together, and everything was together. But then I started really despising, like what humans are doing, all these buildings, all of this stuff. Even though I know it's all a part of the same thing, it's just more dirty and gross, and it was becoming a little bit difficult for me to navigate in this world when I was so open so quickly. I wasn't ready for it. And it actually made me really depressed because I saw things for what's going on instead of how they could be. And it was it sucked. And now things are way worse now. And luckily I'm more aware, and I'm able to, you know, understand what's going on in the dynamics and in the energy that I'm feeling. So I'm not depressed over it anymore, even though it really does. It sucks and it makes me mad. I actually get more mad than anything. But sometimes, like, you just have to do what you do, and that's why I'm speaking. Like, this is my way of like trying to communicate to everybody of like what is going on, but also the possibilities of what could be. We don't have to accept all of this stuff. And the more, like Alexander, the Ganja shaman, he's always saying everything in divine timing, everything is going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. And that's true, and it is. And a lot of people are waking up, and I think that everything's going to backfire. And I do think there's going to be another pandemic. I do think there's going to be something else that happens. Even if it's not a pandemic, there's going to be something else that happens, which, just brace yourself, and also know that it's going to backfire on them, because what happened in the pandemic, people were stuck in their houses, people were getting fed up, they were losing their businesses, they were getting like angry that they were being forced to wear a mask and get a jab and all of this stuff. So what did they do? They started researching, they started learning, opening their mind and realizing where all of this torment and nastiness is coming from. And so it's backfired. That backfired on them. I mean, there's still a lot of people who are still, blind, but a lot more people have actually realized what's going on, and they're more open to things. And that's all a part. Hi, Ariel. That's all a part of not their plan, but God's plan, source energy plan, however you want to say it, spirit plan. Like, for those of us who are meant to be awakened, we're going to be awakened, and it's just going to keep happening and happening, happening. Every time they try to pull some more bullshit, it might take us down, but you just have to remember to reset yourself. That's why right now is really important, because we're like, things are kind of chill right now. So learn how to ground yourself, meditate, learn how to love yourself, and have faith that things do happen in divine timing, so that when things do happen, you kind of are already set up in a higher vibration to be able to handle that stuff. Because if you're not ready for it, it's just going to be that much harder to get through. Hi, Max Vision. So, we're never going to be able to avoid all these crazy things that are going on, but I think more and more people are waking up to it. When you look at all these things that have happened with like with Travis Scott, when that whole all those people died at his concert, like, that was a ritual. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a coincidence that Travis Scott was married to one of the Kardashians, or had a baby with her or whatever. Like, there's a reason. Like, if you go and research pictures and stuff like that, there's all these pictures of all these famous people constantly covering their eye, constantly doing that, or whatever it is. They're always showing you. And now you see people on, like, social media, kids and stuff going, "Yeah, yeah." And it's like, dude, you don't understand what that means. Like, some people do it and they don't get what it means. Like, I can do this all day and it doesn't mean shit. Like, this can mean vagina, you know, but these people actually put magic into these symbolisms. You know what I mean? So when I do like, hey, rock on, it doesn't mean like I worship the devil, but these people, yeah, it does, especially when they cover their eye with it. You know what I'm saying? So there's energy that they put forth and magic that they put forth. Magic is real. And that's why they do all of this stuff in front of our eyes, like the shootings in Las Vegas. That was a ritual. There's no way there was just one person that was involved in that. That was a ritual. And 9/11 ritual. And so it's just important to know that there's a reason why they do this, to shock us, to scare us. Why do they want to do that? Because we hold so much power that we could take over with our light and our goodness so fast if we all were on the same level, which we'll never be on the same level. I mean, I hope so, but I don't see that happening. But a lot of us can be on our own path, whatever it is that we are here for, and whatever it is that's special and important to us, and that helps raise the vibration. We're here to do that, so fucking do it, because now is the time. You know what I mean? Yes, definitely have to be funny for sure. Like, stay funny. Like, yeah, this stuff is heavy and it's serious and it really is going on, but there's nothing wrong with like laughing and still be. That's the whole thing. That's we're it's when we fall into that trap of letting all of this stuff bring us down and depressed, then they got you by your balls. They got you. But when you realize like how important you are into all of this, and whoever hasn't seen this whole video, I do recommend you kind of go back to the beginning, just so that you can kind of see how we got into this conversation. um but yeah, like once people start realizing the power and their potential, and how they can change just by being in a room. Have you ever walked into a room and you just feel people looking at you because you shine so bright? Maybe you haven't, but maybe you have. And work on, if you haven't experienced that, well, maybe you need to raise your vibration so you glow a little bit more. It's not about how you look, or how pretty you are. It's about that light that people can't really see with their eyes, but they can see it. Like, I was on somebody's channel the other day, and we were talking about how our bodies, when we get to a certain age in our 40s, our bodies start to release a chemical, and you can't necessarily smell it unless it's really strong, because I have smelt it on men before. But usually it's really subtle, and it's only just for our subconscious mind to recognize. And the only reason why it happens is so that the other person, our mate, knows that we're a little older and our seeds might be just a little older, so that our subconscious knows, okay, do I want to mate with this person or not? So that's kind of similar when it comes to our light. Is People can't necessarily see it, unless you're really sensitive to that stuff, and you can see it. But not everybody can see it really with your eyes, but you can feel it. Like, when somebody is not really good, if you're around them, and a nasty person in your house, or not in your house, but at a bar or at a grocery store, you can feel it, right? And so it's very similar to that. So it's like, just knowing that this stuff, it seems like it seems so out of this world, and like not true and not real, and it seems like woohoo stupid shit. But when you actually do the practice and you actually put yourself in that world, you'll see people starting to react to you so differently. Like, when you change your vibe, everything around you changes. I don't like being stared at either. I feel the energy. I can see it too. Usually, I can see it's not really colors, it's more of like a gray type look. Like I can see that. I can see yeah, that. I don't really know how to explain it. Yeah, we can talk anytime, Ty. Let me see if I can find my email and I'll put it on the bottom of the it says for reading you can email me, but you can always email me and just chat with me. So I'll put it on the bottom here so you can take that down or write it down and but yeah, I don't know. Like I wasn't really planning on talking about all of this stuff right now, but it happened. So I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Powerful violet truth. Yes. Yep. And, and just with the last epidemic that happened or whatever you want to call it, um, you know, there's blood on their hands there too, you know. So, and so I think that's it. I don't want to like bum anybody out. Cuz I kind of just wanted to keep it positive and stuff, but sometimes with positivity, you got to look at the negative too, like if you go to my description on my channel, you'll know. Here, let me just read it to you. I'm going to read it to you. Cuz a lot of times people think, "Oh, she's just about spirituality." And it's like, yes and no. Yes and no. I'm a realist too. So, all right. So let me read it to you. So this is what my description says. It says, I talk about all kinds of things. I do not just pretend everything is love and light. I see the darkness as well. I'm a Scorpio rising and a Scorpio moon with Gemini sun. I believe that conspiracies are real and I will talk about it. I read tarot and cartomancy and can help guide people as to what they need to know in the present moment. I am into health and fitness and will speak about it all. If you don't like any of these things, do me a favor and kick rocks. Otherwise, welcome, lovely people. So, that's kind of what my channel's about. So, if you're new or whatever, just keep that in mind. But sometimes it'll just be positivity and spirituality. Me and Alex are going to be doing a video here soon about the chakras of the planet and kind of talk about, yeah, the beautiful places on the planet and kind of like what the people there experience and all of that. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Don't forget to push the notification button. Thank you guys for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to push the like and subscribe, and we will talk to you guys soon. Much love. Bye.